If you've ever had your trade go in your favor, pull back slightly or a bit, quite a bit, and then watch your valuation get knocked out or your funded account get knocked out, even though you were still profitable in that trade or you were going to win that trade, it went on to win, then this video is for you. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to make sure that never happens again. One of the most common questions I get across all my communities is, what's the difference between end of day trailing and intraday trailing? We're going to talk about that a little bit today, and I want you to fully understand this, especially if you're new or if you're just getting into prop firms. You definitely have to understand how drawdown works. All right, so it sounds like a simple question. Which one should I be trading, end of day or intraday? But that answer could be the difference between all your success or not. That could be the difference between you getting evaluations passed frequently, that could be the difference between you keeping funded accounts over the long term. So all of last year, if you've been around, and if you haven't, if you're new to my channel, well, all of last year I kept the same funded accounts all year long, taking multiple payouts from them, and ended up being over six figures. And a big part of that was because I understood the drawdown, whether that was trailing drawdown or end of day drawdown. All right, we're going to hop over here to my screen, and we're going to start with trailing drawdown first, okay? Trailing drawdown. Now, let's make sure we're on the same page about what, trailing drawdown actually is. All right, for example, one of the most common accounts that you can start with is a $50,000 account. Now, this is going to vary based on, what prop firm you choose, but most have a $2,000 drawdown limit, okay? So what that means is you have $2,000 to trade. So if your balance goes down to $48,000, all right, that means you failed that account. Okay, so you have $2,000 to play with if you go down. Now, this number, the account that you start with, the total balance, it could be a little bit, people get hung up on that amount. This is the number you need to focus on, that drawdown amount, that $2,000. You essentially are acting like you need to trade like you only have a $2,000 account, because technically that's true. That's what you have, is a $2,000 account. Okay. So the way trailing drawdown works, and it's best that you see it on the screen because it makes the most sense. All right. Now, let me erase this. We're going to use the same example of a $50,000 account. All right. So a $50,000 account, that's your starting balance. Now, let's say you're in a trade and it's going up and it's doing this, right? Going up and down. Each time your balance makes a high, basically all-time high of your account balance, that trailing drawdown is moving up with it. So when this 50,000, let's say it goes up to 50,500. Well, now that 2,000 is following it. Okay, it's following it. So now your trailing drawdown would be 48,500. So you still have that $2,000 cushion in between. All right. Now, that's drawdown. How trailing drawdown works is every time it's moving up, every single tick up, whether every 25 cents, if you're trading NQ, whatever it is, every time it's going up, every cent, this trailing drawdown is moving up with it. So what that means is, let's use this same example. Let's say you're in a trade. It's going up. Now your balance at this high is 50,500. And then it pulls back on you. Okay. And you're like, I don't think I don't think this is going to work out. So you cut the trade here. And you cut the trade and you're at 50,250. Okay? Well, your trailing drawdown, basically it's like its own line here. Okay? It started at that 48,000. It followed. It went up. That 2,000 is following underneath this balance here. So your high mark right here before this pullback was 50,500. So guess what this trailing drawdown did? It got to 48,500. Now when it pulls back, this number does not pull back with it. It locks in at that high amount. Okay? So on this pullback, now it's not $2,000 available to you anymore, right? It's minus that 250 because you have a difference here of 250 from where you locked it in and where it is, right? Does that make sense? So now it's not going to be the 2,000. Okay, so that's trailing drawdown. The same thing applies if it's going up and it hits 51,000, not 50,100, 50,100. Let's make this a little cleaner. 51,000. Let me get that right. 51,000. So you hit that amount. Pull back to 50,500 is when you take profit. Same thing. That 48,000 you were at, followed it up. Where did it get to? It made 1,000, so that means that drawdown made it to 49,000, right? That pullback, see how it locks in here, but it pulls back, so it's squeezing that amount. So now, like I said, you only have the difference between these two. So that's only 1,500 now. So that's why you got to be careful. So think about it. Depending on your trading style, this is going to tell you what you need to do. If you are a trader where, let's say you have the markets, trading in here, and you have a target way up here, and we're talking about, a good distance away, and you enter and your stop loss is down here, right? Do you think you should let this trade do all this oscillating back and forth if that intraday drawdown is trailing you? The only way that really works out, if that's a big move and you're okay with all this pullback and all that, is if it actually gets to that target. Like you really need at a high rate to get to that target. That way that's your high mark of your account balance. Now, the problem is most people trade too large to if they're this type of trader, they trade too large to sustain a pullback like this, because that intraday drawdown, like I said, is following you up here, and when it pulls back, that's where it can knock you out, right? That's where it can knock you out even though you're profitable. So you got to be careful about that. All right, so here's the difference with end of day drawdown, okay? And it's pretty much what it sounds like. These names are basically what it sounds like. End of day means it updates at the end of the day when the session closes. So whatever you do throughout the entire day is fine. So same example. Let's go with a $50,000 starting balance here, okay? You have a $48,000 drawdown available to you to start. Same $2,000, okay? So here's the thing. Your account starts the day at $48,000 available to you. Now, let's say you're trading, you're doing this, and you get it, same example. Let's say you get it up to that 50,500. Okay? Does this up, pulls back, you're like, I don't think it's gonna make it anymore. Let me cut this thing here. And you cut it 50,300. Okay? Now, with end of day, it's not calculating this live with your trade, this drawdown. Because your drawdown, instead of it trailing, like I showed in that last one, it's flat. It's right there. The only thing that can knock you out is if you actually let, let's say this is your trade at 50,000 here. And the only thing that would knock you out and make you fail is if you let it come all the way back down and you lose that 2,000 and your balance goes to 48,000. That's the only way. But other than that, like if you have good management and you stop it here because you're like, you know what, it's not going to go. I cut my trade and I was at 500, but it got down to 3. Well, guess what? At the end of the day, that's when it calculates. It'll calculate based off this number, not that number. So now this goes from 48,000 to 48,300. So what's that right here? That's still your $2,000 difference. Does that make sense? So now you can sustain these pullbacks. Okay. Now, if you're and you see the difference there on that same example I gave a minute ago where the trade went all the way up, you had a target, it gave you a nice pullback. In that case, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It can pull back and then it close, and that's what's going to calculate at the end of the day. Okay. So that's a huge difference. That's a huge thing to know, because how you trade is what type of drawdown you should be looking for. Now, even though a lot of my trades I could hold for longer, because I knew I had an intraday trailing drawdown last year on my accounts, even if I had a target, because the way I trade, I typically do have larger targets, right? So like I said up here a minute ago, if I had a target, I had an entry here, and wherever I get in, this target could be 100 or 80 points or whatever away. But because I know I have an intraday drawdown, there's things I look for before this target. I just look at that as my draw. Like, that's where I think the market's going to draw to. That doesn't mean I need to let my trade go all the way up there, because in that case, it could do that. And before it reaches there, we could have a bigger pullback, right? And then go. So because of that, I identify areas where I can just go and take my smaller profit, if you will, before this pullback. So it goes, lock in my profit, whatever, 30 points, 40 points, 25, whatever. Lock it in. Now I have no pullback against me. So because intraday or end of day accounts are out there, if you're that type of trader, you probably want to consider end of day, even though most of them are a little bit, cost slightly more depending on who you go with. But typically end of day is going to be slightly more. Wouldn't you be willing to pay slightly more if it's going to keep you funded, or if it's going to make you pass evaluations more? Why would you want to risk, just because an account's a little bit cheaper, why would you want to risk getting blown out and trading different? Just pay the little extra and get the right account. Now, if you're a little scalper, right, and you're going and you're taking little 3-point scalps, 5-point scalps, where it's just like you enter a trade and it's like, as soon as I enter a trade, market's here, I have a take profit here, stop losses here, and I'm just letting it go for, a few points, little tight stuff like that. It's just boom, you take your profit. Okay, intraday all day, right? Now you can save money on your accounts, get you a little intraday account. You got no problem at that point. But if you trade the other way, where you can have some, rangy trades or pullbacks and stuff, you definitely probably want to consider end of day. So those are the two biggest differentiators between the end of day and intraday, and it's so crucial knowing exactly how they work, knowing before you start your day what that number is. All right. So if I'm having an intraday trailing account, I need to, before I trade, I need to know what's that drawdown number and what's that amount, the cushion between. So is my drawdown starting at 48,000, and do I still have $2,000 left? Do I have 1,500 left? What is that? If I have an end of day account, right? basically, I just need to know what this number is. What's that number? Because that's locked in. As long as I don't go down and hit this number, I'm good. Obviously, you want to keep as much cushion as you can, but I just need to know I can't let my balance go to that. And wherever I fluctuate in between, I'm good. So that's the big differences. So figure that out, learn how they work, and know what account is going to work best for you. So before I close this out, like I just said a minute ago, what I really want you to do is to be able to, instead of looking at price, right? If you're looking at end of day count or intraday, instead of saying, end of day is $10 more, $15, don't do that. Figure out which works best for you. That's what I really want you to do with this video, or take away from this video. Okay. And I know most people in my community, most people I talk to, you probably should go with end of day accounts. All right. That would be my suggestion. That's what I like. So, hey, do what you're going to do, but that would be my suggestion. Definitely do that. And last thing, if you're ready to start, trading with Apex, if you're looking to get more Apex accounts, definitely go in there, check out their 50K, 100K, whatever size. Check out their end of days. They also have the no activation evals. You have the 5-pack, which it's basically getting 5 evals for the price of 4. The 90% off sale has once again been extended to July 7th. So I would definitely appreciate, if you're going to get some accounts anyways, to use my code, and that is WIN, WIN. And I hope this video helps you, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. And as always, trade well.